are getting called, that we were able to just stay together and still get the win.
Going forward, what do you take from this game going forward?
Just our togetherness. We stuck together. We didn't get down on ourselves or each other. Like I said, we were missing shots, and we still kept encouraging each other because they were good shots. So I think just our togetherness and our fight.
Great, thank you.
Any crosswalks sometimes? Sorry, Steph, I was muted. You guys scored 27 in the second quarter and finished with 27 in the second half. What was the reason for the offensive struggles in the second half?
I don't know for sure. We were getting good shots. They just weren't going in. And sometimes that happens. We just gotta, try to get to the free throw line, which we did more, I think. And we just gotta get more layups, more drive and kicks. But things like that happen sometimes. It's out of our control. We just gotta stay positive and keep pushing, and that's what we did.
Yeah, I guess in that situation, how important is it to get to the basket versus taking outside shots to maybe get that confidence up or get points that lead to better outside shots?
Yeah, I mean, it's really important. We just got to keep driving. I think what's even more important when shots aren't falling is getting defensive stops, and we were able to do that in critical moments. And then Allie at the end was able to come in and make those clutch shots. So, we just stayed up and stayed together, and we got it done.
And then lastly, turnovers have obviously been an issue this year, and you guys had a great game the other day, and then follow up with 16 today. How do you get to the point where you're repeating 10 or less turnovers a game versus having a good game and then following it with one like this?
Just being focused on that. We just got to focus on taking care of the ball. I think tonight, although we had turnovers, I think they were aggressive turnovers, which aren't necessarily bad. I just think that they're a timing thing and they're a chemistry thing. So those things will come. We'll get better at that. We'll take care of the ball, and we'll just keep practicing.
Got it. Thank you.
Thanks.
No, who else?
How you doing, Stephanie? And I'm guessing in the second half, you were kind of frustrated with some of the calls that weren't going your way. Can you tell me how you were able to overcome that and still get shots?
Well, at halftime, we just talked about the refs, and we talked about the calls. Sometimes they don't go our way, and we have to be okay with that. So, we kind of said that we got to stay within each other, not complain, not think about the fouls too much, and just keep playing. And we did that in the second half. I think a better job of it. That way we could just stay focused on executing on offense and getting stops.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Allison Moran.
Hi, Stephanie. Congratulations, first of all, on the win. And how do you take the momentum of this game and moving forward to the Lakes?
Just do that. We just got to keep it. We won 2 games in a row, but, it's just the beginning, hopefully. We got to just enjoy this one, but know that we have a quick turnaround with Minnesota and a few really good games coming up. So just got to refocus our mind on what's next and start preparing.
You had a really outstanding first half in terms of points and things. What do you attribute that to?
My teammates giving me the ball, I guess. They just found me at good times, and I was able to knock the shots in. But second half, not so much.
During the second half, did you feel like there was more aggression, maybe by the Fever?
More what?
Aggression.
Oh, aggression.
More aggression defensively by the Fever. It seemed like they kind of stepped it up a bit.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's got to make changes in the second half. So I'm sure they kind of learned some of our schemes and redirected what they were doing on defense, which made it difficult for us to get some shots. But I mean, we still got open shots. We just have to knock them in.
Thanks, Stephanie. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steph. We'll have Candace Parker up next.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh.
Sometimes. Hey Candace, after Wednesday's game, you kind of talked about it taking you a minute to get back to full form, and then tonight you went off for 20, 14, and 4. So what was the biggest difference? Are you feeling that much better, or what was the difference maker between the first game back and today?
It's a gift and a curse for me. I think I get in shape really fast and I get out of shape really fast. So I had just practiced one time before the last game. This time, the game kind of helped me get my legs underneath me. And then we practiced again yesterday, and it was short and sweet, but it's just getting reps. So I think today I felt better. I don't think I'm anywhere close to where I need to be, but my legs felt better. It wasn't like I was running through mud like I felt the other day. So it's a process. I still think it's going to take a little bit of time, but we don't we don't have much time. So we got to continue to get better.
And then second quarter, y'all scored 27. You finished the second half with 27. What was the biggest difference offensively in the second half that allowed the Fever to limit you guys like that?
I mean, I had 6 turnovers. We were trying to make home run plays. I don't think we ever got into an offense, and we were fouling as well. So I think it was a combination of that where we weren't really able to get into the offense. And then I missed a couple just point blank layups that I shouldn't miss, that I need to finish. So I think that's, when you work that hard to get a good look like that and then you miss it, kind of takes the air out of your sail a little bit going downhill, back down on defense.
Thank you. No one else?
Hey Candace, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
14 rebounds for you tonight. You were last year's rebounding champion. And I know you always said Pat always got on you about rebounding. So that's something that you come into the game focused on, or is it now just coming naturally to you?
I mean, I think in order for us to be the team that we want to be, we have to rebound. I know a lot of times, even in that first half, we were giving up offensive rebounds, and, we can't do that. So I think, yes, it is definitely a focus. I think for me, mostly it's a focus of going to the offensive boards and to start off the game with an offensive rebound and then a putback. I think you talk about Pat, she would always yell at me to go to the offensive boards as well. So I think it works both ways.
And last year, you was defensive player of the year. And during the game, I think I seen you mouth to one of your teammates, I want Magellan. And she seemed to be the hot hand. Do you take that as a challenge to guard the best player every night because you have that defensive player of the year title now?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to guard who's got it going. I think just being in regardless of what happened last year, I think it's just being in the league and kind of knowing players and trying to play to my strengths, and then also just length. I'm very long, and I think our team is very long and athletic. So yeah, I like to take that challenge, and I think it's this year we're gonna have to kind of play around with it because we have a lot of people that can defend down there.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Two favor.
Hey, I can.
Hi.
You guys have had obviously a lot of changes, and now this is kind of.
Sue, can you speak up a little bit? I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, just speak like that.
Sorry about that. You guys had a few different lineup changes. I'm just wondering how it felt today to have this lineup, and how you feel like that chemistry with you guys today is coming along so far.
I think it's a constant, progression. We got to take some steps forward. Allie came in, it was huge. And I think with us, we're able to put a variety of different lineups out there. And I think that's what's really going to help us. But honestly, we can't worry too much about who starts the game. For me, I want to be in there when we're finishing the game. And I think that that's where it's earned. A lot of people put emphasis on that starting. It doesn't matter. It's the lineups that in the second quarter that get you to halftime with a lead. It's the lineups at the end of the game that get you a win. So I think we're kind of playing with that, and we're getting more comfortable. Up until this point, I hadn't really played many minutes with Allie. Normally I play with Ka and Diamond. So it's just a different, it's a different way. Like I said, I don't play with Z that much. I hadn't played with Z till today. So I think it's just, we're going to have to do that through game action because we're not going to have a lot of practices.
Yeah, you guys have definitely have a lot of options out there. Anything that has happened before you guys have put that in your review and on the games that are in front of you.
Say it one more time.
So the games that you've had before you, are you guys kind of putting that in your review and focusing on the games that are ahead of you?
Next play up, next game up. That's the mentality we have to have. Look, we lost 7 in a row. That's what happened. And now we have opportunity to continue to get better. Obviously, we're not going to forget about it. We're going to try to learn from it. I think today, pulling out this close game, I mean, James said it at the end of the game, like he doesn't think 2 weeks ago we would have won that game. And I agree with him. So we're gonna just keep battling and keep trying to get better. I think that's a major thing, is that we do have time. Like, this isn't a losing streak that happens right before we go into postseason or to conclude the season. So we have time to get better.
Thank you, Candace. Great to see you out there again.
Thank you.
Carol raced out.
Hi, Candace. First off, how are you physically right now? Because you are all over the floor tonight.
I'm gonna go ice tub after this, and I'm glad we're taking the bus back because I'll be able to ice continuously. I think for me, it is the ankle that was what kept me out. But at 35, when you come back, it's other things. You got to take care of your knees. You can't forget about your back. So I think that's what I'm doing. It's just trying to holistically treat my body to feel as good as I can when we play.
You were talking about the end of the game. How important, because the veterans were out there tonight to finish the game out, how important is for the young players on the bench to watch what you and Ellie was able to do going forward to in case they get to be in that position?
I think it's huge. We go back and we watch film, but then it's also like not just us watching film. It's not just the young players watching film, it's other teams. So we're going to need players to step up because I think we are that team that can come at you from different angles in different ways. So we got to keep getting better, but I'm happy that we definitely maintained our composure down the stretch and, limited turnovers.
Isn't this example for you guys because you could have a big win, really annihilate your opponent. But when you have a close game, that's when you learn a lot about the process of what each player can do.
Yeah, I think that it is about learning. It's about, like we talked about earlier, just like next play up, next game up. I was saying this at the beginning of the year, like the WNBA is really weird. It'll have you thinking you are the best thing ever. And then a game later, a losing streak, 2-3 go by, and you think you cannot ever win again. So you got to stay even keeled. You got to stay level headed. You got to understand that even when you win, there's so many things you got to work on. And even when you lose, there's things that you did well, and you need to continue to do those things.
Thank you. Enjoy your ice pack.
Thank you.
Candace, Michelle Vogel.
Hi, Candace. I was wondering how long it takes, especially for somebody with all your experience, to get back into where you're getting shots in the places and in the rhythms that you want.
I think it's a learning experience. I'm new to this. I've been out with injury, so I think it is a learning thing where our team has to learn what I like, and I got to learn the sets and the things that they've done. So I think that it's going to go back and forth. It's going to be communication, but it's also just getting on the floor and figuring each other out.
And how much does it, I guess, in some ways, a game like this help you in terms of, like you said, understanding a little bit? Is each game back a little bit more that you guys are understanding each other, if you will?
Yeah, as long as we're understanding each other, getting a W, I'm cool.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Christos Kaltas.
God.
Hello, Ghana. Hello, congratulations on doing well. I would like to ask you, how is that feeling for you to get back to get back on the court? How do you feel about your shape so far?
I am so out of shape, and that's okay. I think it's going to be a process to get back in. We don't have, like I said, a lot of practice, but I'm doing cardio and things like that to try to get my heart rate. But you can't simulate game speed. You can't simulate game conditioning. So I think it's just in bursts, like pushing it, and my lungs felt a lot better today than they did the last game. So I think that's what it's about.
And a quick follow-up, how, as the leader of this team, how responsible do you feel to lead by example, to be vocal, to inspire your younger teammates? What kind of responsibility is that for you, and how enjoy your role in the team?
This is a great group, honestly. We genuinely get along. I genuinely like them. So I think it's easy when you're with good people. Obviously, it's going to be a learning curve, and we're going to have to learn each other's styles and play and things like that. But at the end of the day, I think everybody's heart's in the right spot. And I said that when we were going through our losing streak, that, you can walk into a situation where it's super negative, and, I think it's all positive energy. And so when you have that and you're able to feed off that on the days that you can't give it or you don't have enough to give, I think that speaks volumes of our team. And so with that being said, I think, leadership comes easy. You say what you feel, you say what's out there. You don't sugarcoat things, and then you go out there and you try to lead by example. I can't be a person that just, wants you to do as I say and not as I do. So I want to go out there and really be that catalyst for energy and for effort and how we want to play.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Thank you, Candace. We're bringing in Copper now.
Thank you.
Cheers. Okay.
Hi, Ka. We'll get started with Michelle Vogel against again.
Hey. Hey. Can you hear me? Maybe not.
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I was saying, keeping that upbeat attitude, regardless of some of the struggles you've had, how have you guys been able to do that, and what does it mean to keep getting more familiar with Candace and having her in the role that she's in?
I'm sorry. I didn't hear the beginning.
I was going to say, Candace was talking about how important it was to stay upbeat
despite the struggles you guys have had, what you've been able to do, how much does it help to be able to do that, and how does it help to have to continue to get more familiar with her out on the court?
I think it's super important for one. Even before she came back, she was still leading us vocally. But it was important for us to come together while she wasn't on the floor and be able to perform. So once she came back, it was just a plus. So I think that once she's back and everybody's still learning each other. It's still early for us, learning what each other like and just our chemistry wise. But I think that we're fine. We're in a good place. We just got 2 wins, so we're feeling good and getting more familiar. We had a couple of days of practice, so that's also helped us.
Thank you, appreciate it. Andy Cosmo, sometimes. Hey, Cobb. Tonight you guys finished with 16 turnovers, and Steph talked about some of those not necessarily being a bad thing because they were on aggressive plays. So how would you assess your guys' turnovers today, and how you are able to lock it up in terms of having more games like Wednesdays, limiting the turnovers to 10 or less?
I think, like Steph said, no turnover is really a good turnover, but they weren't like live ball. Like, a lot of them wasn't live ball turnovers where they're going down the other end and scoring. So I just think we just have to lock in on taking care of the ball, and I think some of them were offensive fouls, and I think we'll be fine.
Thank you. Nelson Moran.
Hi, Kai. Can you assess this win in terms of, it was spotty at times, they got ahead. Where does this rank in terms of the victory for you?
I think this win was gutsy, very gutsy, very tough for us. We were trailing in the third quarter. We haven't won games where we've been trailing like that. So for us to stick together and be tough and really gut that thing out like that. Major shout out to Ali. She was came off the bench for us big. Way down the stretch in the fourth, she just came out scoring. So for her to be ready when her number was called, and for everybody to be in positions to help the team, whether it was Z getting a rebound or whatever it was late in the game, I think that everybody had a contribution, whether it was down on the defensive end trying to get stops, securing a defensive rebound, coming down, executing what we needed to do. So I think everybody played their role.
Awesome. Talking about this win moving forward to the Lakes, I think it's on Tuesday. What's going to be the momentum builder there off of this win?
I think we just taking it one game at a time. I think that going into Minnesota, we're just trying to lock in on personnel, not letting people do what they want to do. I think that was a big thing for us today. Like not letting people do what they're comfortable doing, making them do other things, making them score in other ways. So looking forward to Minnesota. I think that they have great players, and we're just looking forward to making those players do things that they don't want to do.
And finally, in terms of what you feel about the team, it looked like you were gelling real well with Candace out there. Do you feel like that's something that's growing every game that she's back?
Can you say it one more time?
Oh, sure. In terms of the chemistry between you and Candace, are you feeling it more and more?
Yeah, I think we'd be locked in out there. I know she just got here, but it's a 2-3 connection going on out there. So I don't know. I just think that she just be giving me this look sometimes. I'm like, okay, that mean go back door. I think that training camp helped that. I got to learn how she liked to drop the handoff and how it's easier for me to come off like that. And I know she's a great passer, so I know if I'm getting overplayed on the wing, I know where the ball is going for Candace. And I know when she get the ball in transition, all I got to do is run and it's a layup. So I'm just learning her every single game and every time we have a chance to practice. And she's just always talking, and I'm just always just feeding off of her.
Great. Thanks so much, Bob.
You're welcome.
Mr. Saltes?
Hello, congratulations.
It's breaking up.
What did you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. First of all, congratulations on the win. I would like to ask you, what did you notice as the main difference of your team on the floor in the last couple of games? And how different is the dynamic with Anderson on the floor for your team?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now, what did you notice as the main difference of your team in the last couple of games with Anderson on the floor? And how big is the dynamic of the team? How different
Oh
is
my
the
God.
dynamic with Anderson back in action?
I think that we're more aggressive defensively. I think that we could do a better job in helping each other out there on the floor. But I think everybody has been vocal out there on the floor just about being in help and helping the helper. So I think that our defense has been a little more aggressive, and I think the shots are going to fall for us. So we're not worried about the offense. We're just worried about locking in defensively.
I have a question for you, Noel Wells.
Yep. Like, hold on.
Hi, Korea, how you doing?
Hey.
My question for you is, in the second half, you guys kind of got stagnant on offense. Was it because the shots just wasn't falling, or was it because of Indiana's defense?
I think that just us as a team, we could do better moving without the balls, especially me. I just get caught standing and watching sometimes. I think that once we were getting the ball inside, especially to Candace, isolating her, we got to move. We were just like watching her like, oh, what's she about to do? But we have to like move. She's a great passer. So whether we're cutting off the ball or setting pin downs on the weak side, I think we just have to move better without the ball. I don't think it was anything that they were doing because they were just standing there with us. So that doesn't really do anything.
And the chemistry between you and Candace, it seems like you two have been playing together for like 3-4 seasons. You would never guess this is your third game together. So like, what are some of the things that you two have been doing just to build your on-court chemistry?
I think she's been super vocal with me, like overly vocal, like just telling me whether it's when I'm coming off screens, where I need to be hitting the post so that they can make the pass inside, or just how to read the defense. I think that her just being super vocal with me is helping me learn how she's playing and how to play off her really well.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yep. Bye. Y'all just letting people.
No. Hi, Cheryl Raisdell.
Hi, James. How you doing?
Hey, Cheryl.
We were talking to Candace, and we talked about the lineup, but the fact is, isn't the end of the game how your veterans were able to get this win an important part of this team moving forward?
Well, yeah, it was big. Q stepped up. We had other players stepped up, but Quigley was really big for us down the stretch. Carr played really hard. I just appreciate us. 2 weeks ago, this was probably a game we probably wouldn't have pulled out. We lost a game like this, a few games like this 2 weeks ago. So to actually win a close one where we were down going into the fourth quarter, and players stepping up when their name is called was pretty good.
Is this part of, like, you almost feel like it's still training camp sometimes because you're still got players getting in and out and dealing with limitations of minutes?
Yeah, I mean it's a part of it, and we just have to adjust. In part, it's something that's building our character each time. Is that we're adapting and we have to be tough and endure certain situations. So it'll help us in the end. We just have to stick with it and keep on working together.
Thank you.
Annie Costello, sometimes. Hey, James.
Hey,
3 games coming up in 5 days. What's going to be the focus as you prep for this first one on the road and then come home for 2 against Connecticut?
we just have to win the next one.
Okay, and then second half, y'all finished with 27 points, had 27 in the second quarter. So what was the biggest difference that attributed to that, you know, a weak second half, I guess you could say, or a less than a second half that wasn't what you wanted offensively?
It was more of a grinded out game in the second half. They were 18 for 31 in the first half. We held them to 12 for 31 in the second half. They were 3 for 5 in the first half. We held them to 1 for 6 in the second half. So it was more of a grinded out game, and we were able to sit down and get some stops. And it ended up helping us win the game.
All right, thank you. Allison Moran.
Hi, James. Congratulations, first of all, on back-to-back wins. That has to feel good for you, at least to some degree. Yes?
Yeah, oh, that was a question. Yes, I thought you were telling me. I'm like, yeah, it does. I agree.
Yeah, I'll go with a more specific one.
Yeah.
What did you like tonight about the play? What did you like about the chemistry? What did you think needed to be better for the Lynx on Tuesday?
I think we have to be more decisive with the ball. I think we have to take the shots that we're given. Like we have to. We were given some shots that we didn't take, and we put the ball down and we moved it. But sometimes the easier play will be the simplest play, and sometimes we just have to take the shots that we're given. Defensively, we were able to stop. We were able to get some stops in the fourth quarter and play through some adversity. And so, for us to do better, we're going to have to continue to play through adversity. But at the same time, we're going to have to take care of the ball.
And coming up on Tuesday, you've got the Lynx. What are your particular concerns there?
The biggest concern is us. They have a great roster with explosive players, but we really have to shore up some things, and we have to play the way we want to play, and not let them dictate. And so we have to be the aggressor.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
No, well.
Hey, Coach Ray.
Hey, no.
I just want to ask you about the cold streak in the second half. You guys only scored 27 points. Was that due to Indiana's defense or just some good shots not falling?
Yeah, we missed some easy shots. I thought we lacked a little focus on some things. We missed some layups. We missed some shots that we have to make, and that's just a part of it. And so we make those shots. We made some careless turnovers, and so a lot of it was our lack of focus in the second half. But we ended up, being okay in the last 2 or 3 minutes where we were able to turn it on. But good teams, they can't allow themselves to get in those kind of ruts.
And you ended the game with Diamond on the bench. Is that something we might see, like certain players that started the game, end the game on the bench, some players who started on the bench, end the game, closing out the fourth? Depending on who's hot or who's not.
I mean, if you've seen us play for the last 3 years, we're a team. So, yeah, I don't know how to answer that question. We're a team. So we just play who we play. We're a team. Like it's Chicago Sky, and we play who we play. So I don't know what I'm supposed to tell you. I think Allie stepped up big for us tonight, and so she deserved to be on the floor at that time. If she doesn't play, the game may be a little bit closer than it should be, but she was able to make some big shots. So, yeah.
Thank you, James. Thank you all for joining us. See you on Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.